How we all doing? Yep, it's Friday, all right. And it's time to review some of my favorite photos that I photographed this week. The first one that I really enjoyed taking was on Monday. I was driving around and I was in Fairhaven, and there's a huge shipyard in Fairhaven. And the shipyard is pretty blocked off on all sides, and there's a fence with these slats on it. And I just happened to be driving by early in the morning, and the way that the light was shining through it just made for a real interesting photograph. But of course, the whole thing is you got to sit there and be patient and make it, let it happen and see what happens. And sure enough, there was a guy with a Tyvek suit, as you can see, and he's walking by. And the trick is to get it just so you can see a little bit of his face in there and at the outline. And because he's wearing that white Tyvek suit, it really helped make the photo what it is. I mean, a little bit of saturation, so you can see the bow of the ship. There's a story to be told, and that's the idea. Can you tell the story in an interesting way? We had a little bit of a late snowstorm that kind of fizzed out. So we were expecting like huge blizzard, and well, it turned out there was no blizzard at all. But that's the way it works. But again, there's only one way to get these photos, and that's to be out there. And I was completely soaked because it was really heavy snow with a lot of moisture in it. And I saw this guy walking, and he's walking up Purchase Street, and the stuff is just caked on him. And you just got to get up close, walk backwards, and try not to fall on your face, right? It was funny because there was a big snowstorm that we had last month, and I was actually broadcasting it live, and I fell as I was walking. So be aware of that. At the Whaling Museum, this is on Wednesday. They're installing this Science on a Sphere globe, and it's obviously a globe, and with 3 or 4, in this case 3 projectors. That's why this side of the photograph is really dark, because they can only use 3 projectors. So there's a dark side of the globe on the back side. But the cool thing is, because of that, these 3 folks from the Buttonwood Park Zoo were looking at the globe for the first time, and the Earth rotates and you can see currents. It's really pretty cool. I shot this at probably like 3500 ISO, and there's just so much meat on the cameras today that you can photograph in pitch black. As you don't know, I don't use flash ever. There really is no need for me anyway. Attract less attention. But yeah, there's all, there's still, you can make really cool photographs. Yesterday I went to UMass Dartmouth, and it was funny because there was, it's called the Titan Challenge, and it's by the leadership group. For young kids out of school, and they work on business problems, and they punch different variables into a computer program, and there's a whole bunch of teams, and this is team number 13. I don't even know if they knew they were number 13, but I thought it was funny that maybe the 13 is a lucky number in this case. But I'm not trying to create complexity in the photograph, but I am trying to tell a complete story. So if you look through this, you can see all kinds of layers of different things happening in the photograph, from the girl on the left pointing at the screen to this girl's face and his tension, the way he's looking. So there's depth to the photograph, from a strong foreground element being the number 13 all the way back to these other kids that you can see back there. Today, every year there's an annual buyers from all over the world come down to New Bedford, and they get a chance to check out the different fish plants in the hope of creating a business relationship. And I went to the Northern Wind scallop processing plant. This was just a little while ago. And I mean, if you look at different things of what's happening, and instead of just shooting pictures right away, you really observe what it is. And in this case, it's a conveyor belt, and these scallops are just blowing by at incredible speed. So at what shutter speed will I get the motion, and yet these guys are going to be perfectly still in the photograph? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I hopefully accomplished in this photograph. So there's a dynamicism to the photograph, but it also tells a story. So another lovely week. Next week, we'll see you again.